Okay, Be'ezrat Hashem. We are Perek Tet, Pasuk Gimel. נכון? Again, we're continuing now the Chokhmah talking, yeah? Not really, not talking, Mechila. The Chokhmah is addressing what Shlomo HaMelech is addressing the benefits and the powers of the Chokhmah. And last Pasuk, we spoke about the Mikra, Mishnah, and Gemara, right? So Pasuk Gimel. Shalcha na'aroteha tikra. The Chokhmah calls, right, sends her ladies, na'aroteha is really her maids, tikra, to announce, to call, al gape merome karet, on the heights of the town. So the Chokhmah sends her maids to call out, okay, to announce something, we'll see what, at the heights of the mountains, meaning to scream out, so that everybody can hear from the top of the mountain, where it's the loudest point. Says the Gaon, who are the Na'aroteha, who are the maids that the Chokhmah sends? Moshe, Aharon, Miriam, and the Nevi'im. Moshe, Aharon, Miriam, and the prophets. That's the Shiluach. Va'eshlach lefanecha et Moshe, Aharon, Miriam. Va'eshlach elechem et kol avdei ha-nevi'im. The Shlichut, sending, the Chokhmah sends, okay, throughout history, throughout the generations, the Torah sends messengers to represent itself, to represent the Chokhmah, to represent the Torah. And who are these messengers? Moshe, Aharon, Miriam, Nevi'im, and the Talmidei Chachamim, and the Gedolei Ador, the Chachamim of the generation. The question is, why does Shlomo HaMelech calls the Nevi'im Na'aroteha, female maids? Right?
It's despective. It's despective.
Yes.
It's not, you cannot call them with it, not respectful.
Yeah. So the Midrash in Shir HaShirim Rabbah says like this, Ma isha ena mitbayeshet litvoa tzorchea miba'ala. The same way a woman, right, is not shy to demand from her husband what she needs at home. A woman is not shy to come and say, we need, I need the credit card. Yeah? כך הנביאים אין מתביישים לתבוע צורכיהם של ישראל מאבינו שבשמיים. The Nevi'im, so too, are not shy to demand from HaKadosh Baruch Hu what the Bnei Israel need. Therefore, we see that that the Midrash compares the Nevi'im to the wife. Yes? To a Isha. To a female. To a female.
Mechila, Rabbi, where is this Midrash?
Shir HaShirim Rabbah.
Thank you.
It's in Perek Aleph, pasuk zayin, ot bet. So Shlomo HaMelech tells us that what is the definition of the Navi? The definition of the Navi, before Shlomo HaMelech, Shir HaShirim, and then we go back. The definition of the Navi is someone that can demand from HaKadosh Baruch Hu and plead on behalf of the Bnei Israel to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Right? It's a liaison between Hashem and between Am Israel. Okay? But it has to be someone that actually can demand from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yeah? So how can they demand, and how can that mediator, right, have the ability to demand from HaKadosh Baruch Hu? That's what Shlomo HaMelech comes and tells us. Because they are the ambassadors of the Chokhmah. Meaning they're not Bnei Israel Shlichim. They're not the Shaliach of the Bnei Israel. They are the Shaliach of the Chokhmat Torah. So because they are the Shaliach of the Chokhmat Torah, they are the Shlichim of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so they have the proximity to Hashem. Yes? And with that Chokhmah, they can understand what the Bnei Israel also need. So they use that Chokhmah, right, to on one end convey Hashem's messages, but also to be able to plead on behalf of the Bnei Israel to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because of the proximity that they have and the nature of the shlichut that they were given.
Nevi'im touch the highest chokhmah, or they don't touch it?
No, they do. They do. But we did say Chacham Adif min Navi. The Chacham, right, is better than the Navi. We spoke about it because the Chacham has the ability to foresee, right? Part of the Chokhmah is to project yourself in the future, right? So, good. Right? But Vadai that the Navi has to be. He has to be Chacham, Hashir v'Gibor. He has to be Chacham, he has to be wealthy, and he has to be courageous if you want to be ready for the Nevuah.
Sorry, can I ask something on this still?
Sure.
So I don't understand. We saw Shir Shirim Paragrabah explains that the woman who's the wife is still a lot more kavod than a maid.
Nachon.
So how do we address?
Very good. Because the wife is the relationship between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the Navi, right? On behalf of the Bnei Israel. But when we talk about the relationship between the Navi and Bnei Israel, on behalf of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to work Kape HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's and the Chokhmah, it's only coming to the service of. We cannot say that the Nevi'im and the Chachamim, yes, are the wives of the Chokhmah. They are the Shlichim of the Chokhmah, right? And if they are the Shaliach of the Chokhmah, then they're not at the same level. Yes. So it drops to a level of Na'aroteha. Now, again, that the maid is the translation. Na'arot means the young ladies, right? It's not young ladies, which is less of a negative intonation than the regular translation. Yeah. So
when they're advocating on behalf of Bnei Israel, do they switch their position?
So when they advocate, yes, because when they advocate on behalf of the Bnei Israel, like the Shir HaShirim talks about, right? The reason why, can klape the Bnei Israel, to the eyes of the Bnei Israel, the Navi is considered the wife of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But when when they are when the Navi is the Shaliach of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to the Bnei Israel, right? So Klape HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in the eyes of the Bnei Israel, they are Na'aroteha. They consider the Na'aroteha.
Thank you.
So Shlomo HaMelech continues and says, what? Shalcha Na'aroteha Tikra, to announce, right? What does it mean to call, to announce? Tikra. The Gaon sends us back to beginning of Perek Chet. If you recall, in the beginning of Perek Chet, Pasuk Aleph, Alo Chochma Tikra, right? The Chochma has to call upon, right? And we said what? We said that the Chochma speaks in a way, calls, right? Calls, announces, calls upon everybody, and gives everybody the ability to connect to it, right? When you call upon someone, you call out loud. And it's targeted specifically, right? Yes? So when you call here, you call to someone. Who is to someone? Anybody that is willing to listen. So he says the Gaon that the Navi, when the Navi calls, when the Navi speaks, when the Talmid Chacham teaches, when the Talmid Chacham talks, he has to call, right? He has to talk as an extension of the Chokhmah. He did, and that's the nature of the Navi. The Navi, right, removes his identity and conveys the message of Hashem. The second the Navi distorts the message of HaKadosh Baruch Hu by putting inside his own interest or his own personality or his own message, it's not in Nevuah anymore. Yes? So the definition of the Navi is someone that annuls his identity and becomes the vessel for Hashem to speak through that person. Now, you have a low level of the Navi, which is coming through the imaginations, through the dreams, etc. And now he has to understand the message and pass it on. And then you have the highest level of Nevuah, which is Moshe Rabbeinu, where HaKadosh Baruch Hu actually spoke through his throat. But overall, it's conveying, right, the Kri'ah, right, of the Chokhmah. You basically extending, right, the voice of the Chokhmah weiter, ahead, right, more. You're pushing it forward. Or you're directing the voice of the Chokhmah to your audience. Okay? Al gape merome karet, at the heights of the town. So you're inside the town, but you're at the top of the town. So the entire town is right, is the highest point of the town, and where you can be the loudest. Says the Gaon, the Navi, the Talmid Chacham, if he wants to tap into the Kri'ah, the calling of the Chokhmah, it needs to be from the heights of the town, what is the heights of the town? He says it has to be through the da'at that is connected to the chokhmah and the binah. That's the heights of the town. When a person taps into his da'at, when the Talmid Chacham taps into his da'at, and we've addressed many times at length what is da'at, right? And the da'at itself is the fruit of the chokhmah and the binah, then what he says is nothing more than the voice of the chokhmah itself. So essentially, again, when you learn something, you process it, you internalize it, you bring out your own hidushim, and now you know how to apply it practically with a purpose in your life. Yes. And that chokhmah, you teach it with da'at. That effort, that teaching, that siyata dishmaya that you have, that wisdom that you're conveying, comes directly from the calling of the chokhmah itself, from the source of chokhmah itself. The source, the sound of the source of the chokhmah itself. And he says this is the highest level. This is the highest level of teaching. Clear? Yes? Okay. Now, why? The only thing we need to clarify now is why did Shlomo Melech or the Shir HaShirim compares the Nevi'im to female? Because what we learn from Shir HaShirim is that the female fights for what she believes. She has conviction. When she talks, yes, she talks, and she's not scared of saying what she has in her mind, because she really believes me'ah achuz that what she says is the absolute truth. It's very difficult, right? That's why we have sometimes we have a hard time, like the tone. Kach dovrot benot Zelofchad, right? The daughters of Zelofchad, they spoke tough. Why? Because they're so convinced. They believe so much what they say. So it says Shlomo Melech, says the Shir HaShirim, that when you are the shaliach of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right, or you are the shaliach of Am Yisrael, it has to come with conviction. It has to come with passion. You cannot be flaky. You cannot be put doubt in the way you convey things. And that approach, that conviction, that, how can we say, that the strength, that power, yeah, is what allows the Talmid Chacham, the Navi, okay, to actually tap into the pipeline of the Chokhmah. Because if not, then it's not 100%. If it's not 100%, then the Chokhmah that he wants to convey is no longer pure. So you learn from the wife, right, how to be passionate about but in this case, not in demanding the credit card, in connecting to the Chokhmat Torah in order to teach it and convey it. This is why Shlomo HaMelech uses the terminology Naharoteha. So you need passion, yeah, bitachon and emunah that in the emet of your shlichut, and through that, now apply the da'at of what you have learned in order to teach it and convey it. So now it's a da'at that's infused with midat emet, and the da'at itself is the fruit of the chokhmah and the binah. So when you put one and one together, when you put a da'at that is, right, the fruit of chokhmah and binah, and it's done with midat emet, then the outcome is the keri'ah of the chokhmah. The outcome is the chokhmah itself. Pasuk Dalet. Mi peti yasuhena. Whoever is simple-minded, yasuhena should come here. Hasar lev, and the one that is missing the heart, we'll see what that means. Amralo, she tells him, Lechu lahamu belachmi ushtu beyain masachti. Right? We'll see what it says, but here Shlomo HaMelech tells that now the Chokhmah talks and addresses two types of people. The petty, yes. Who is the petty? Amit Pate, the one that is that because he's not shrewd. The petty, we spoke about it, we spoke about the petty, right? The petty is somebody that is simple-minded. He follows. It's easy to follow the people. So the Chokhmah says to the petty, your naiveness, right? Bring it to me right away. Why is that? Because the petty doesn't have within him something pushing him in a specific direction. He's just lost. Like wherever you bring him, he'll go. So the Chokhmah says when you see someone that has a good heart, he's a good guy, but he's simple-minded, right? So instead of letting him find his way, just bring Torah, bring Chokhmah. The Chokhmah will do its own. The Chokhmah automatically will rise that person. Chasar lev, but the one that has the Yesodot Torah, but he's missing the senses, he's missing the touch, he's missing the commitment. It's not enough to expose him to the Torah. Like he says, Amaralo. To that person you need to speak to. You need to address. Lerakech libo badvarim. You need to soften the heart. Meaning, somebody that if you see somebody that's stubborn and he wants something else, If you want to bring him into the Torah, you need to speak to him. You need to soften his heart. If the person is just lost, not that he wants, he's just lost, expose him to Torah directly. This is a very big yesod in chinuch, in the chinuch of the children. You have different types of kids. You have the boy that is he goes with the flow. He doesn't want something specific, right? He's a good boy, but he's easy to convince to go right and easy to convince to go left. So the boy that doesn't have strong convictions and is a little, confused, not motivated by anything, throw him in the Torah. Throw him in the Chokhmat Torah. But if you see you have a child that's pushing back, that has tendencies to want something else, you see that the Yetzer Hara is pushing the boy or the girl, in another direction, but here, then it's not enough to throw him in an environment of Torah. That's not going to work. The Torah says, Amralo, speak to him. You need to soften his heart. That child needs more attention, more conversation. Yeah. Yes, Daniel, question?
When we speak to them, Amralo, right? The Chaser Lev, Amralo. It's in a way, we try to speak to him.
Be'amira, with a soft-spoken language. Not daber imo, not in a firm way. Milashon amira.
Now, this child or this person whatever, has already understanding of Torah.
Yes, it's someone that has some foundation.
What happens when they have nothing? Meaning they're not the kid is a kid. They don't have. What do they know already? A little bit, but they're pushing back. That's the same thing.
If there's pushing back because you want something else, and there's pushing back because you're lazy, yes? We're not talking about the laziness of a child. Take a child time, sit and eat cucumbers and eat healthy. He's going to tell you no. He wants snacks.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about now chaser lev. He's missing the sensitivity, the understanding, the lev, right? The regesh. He's missing the regesh, the sensitivity. He's missing the bina. The lev is a bina. Okay, in the Patah Eliyahu, the lev is the bina. He's missing the bina. He's missing the assessment of the situation. Okay, to differentiate the good and the bad. That's so when the child is missing that differentiation. You have kids that don't care. Yeah, like come do this, they come and do this. But if you see that he's missing the discernment, He doesn't see the difference between the good and the bad. He doesn't care about the difference between the good and the bad. So that's when it's becoming dangerous. And the Torah says, no, don't, it's not enough to throw him inside the Torah. You need to massage the heart. And by massaging the heart, yes, you help the person to detach himself from what's pulling him in another direction, and now make the heart ready, okay, to be to receive the Chokhmat Torah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Lechu lahamu belachmi. Come eat my bread, my food. Ushtu beyain masachti, and drink my wine that I have mixed. So says the Gaon, this is referring to what we've learned also already in Pasuk Bet. He says like this: the lechem, the essence of the food, is what? Is Torah shebichtav. We said, right? That it's the Mikra. Food that satisfies hunger, okay, needs a very strong substance. And he has to be rich with all the needs that the body needs. He says that's the Mikra. The Mikra, the Limud Torah, the Torah shebichtav, has it all. Now you have to find it, but it has it all. The yayin, we said, is a mix. The yayin is a mix of what? Is of the Torah shebichtav and the Torah shebe'al peh, right? It's the Mishnah and the Gemara is the Shulchan, okay? That's what he's referring to Torah shebe'al peh. He says something, and he says something beautiful. He says, Rabbi Ishmael teaches us, Biyud Gimel Midot HaTorah Nitreshet. The Torah, you learn it with 13 attributes. Yes? Kal vachomer, Gzera Shava. Every morning we read it, right? Before Hodu, before the Kaddish of Hodu. Meaning that you have 13 avenues or tools to understand the secrets of the Torah that is not clear, that is not written meforash. Yes? Kal vachomer. It's not clear. But because there is a tool that's called Kal vachomer, now you reveal something that's hidden. The same thing with Gezerah Shava. Bemu'ada, for example, yes? Says the Gaon, if you want to be one with the Torah shebichtav, you need to be able to use the 13 attributes of Rabbi Ishmael when you learn the Torah. Because that's what connects you with the secret of the Torah shebichtav. And there's 13, it's Gematria Ehad. So if you're missing one, you're not one with the Torah anymore. You're missing a tool to reveal the secrets of the Torah. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to reveal all the secrets of the Torah. But if you have all 13 attributes with you, you have all 13 midot, now you have the ability to be one with the Torah. And that makes you one with the Torah when you learn the Torah. Now, those 13 attributes is what builds the Torah Shebe'al Peh, right? That's what enriches the Torah Shebe'al Peh. So you need also these 13 attributes for the Torah Shebe'al Peh, right? So if you want to bring out your Torah, if you want, and you want to understand the Torah of Chachamim in the Mishnah and the Gemara, you also need to be able to master those 13 attributes, to understand what Chachamim taught you when they use their own those attributes. Yes? So that those 13 attributes are in Torah Shebichtav, and those 13 attributes are in Torah Shebe'al Peh. 13 plus 13 is 26, right? That's Havaya. That's Yud Kei Vav Kei. That's when you take the Torah Shebichtav, right? That's when you take the Torah Shebichtav, and you take the Torah Shebe'al Peh, you take the Yud Kei, which is the Torah Shebichtav, you take the Vav He, which is the Torah Shebe'al Peh, and you bring them together. That's when now your Torah becomes HaKadosh Baruch Hu talking to you. That's when you reveal Kudsha B'richu through your Torah. This is what we say, Hashem Echad Ushemo Echad. Hashem is one, and his name is one. Yes? Hashem Echad is Torah Shebichtav. We know that the Torah Shebichtav are all the letters of the Torah Shebichtav, of the written Torah, are the names of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? This is clear, this is known, yes? So Hashem Echad, yes.
Sorry, repeat that. Hashem Echad are the written names of Hashem.
All the Torah Shebichtav, all the letters of the Torah Shebichtav are the Shemot of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So Hashem Echad, if you want Hashem, if you want to connect to Hashem, you need the Echad, you need the 13 attributes. Ushemo, and his name is what is a name? A name is something, is a title that refers to someone. Nachon? What's a name? A name is a title or is a noun that you use to refer to someone. Shemo, which is the Torah Shebe'al Peh, Echad is also Echad. You understand? So Hashem Echad, Ushmo Echad are the two directions you use the 13 midot Torah. In Torah Shebichtav and in Torah Shebe'al Peh. Together, that gives you the Havaya. That's how all your Torah becomes Yud Kei Vav Kei. That's when you reveal HaKadosh Baruch Hu in your Torah. And then he dives in Kabbalah and tells us everything that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created except for the Atik. Okay? There's Panim and Achor. There's a face and there's a back. Yeah? HaKadosh Baruch Hu could not show his face to Moshe Rabbeinu, but he showed his back. Right? Now, the back sometimes, usually when we talk about the back, it has a negative intonation, right? In this case, it's not Chalila negative. He wants this, the same way HaKadosh Baruch Hu showed it back to Moshe, but not his face, right? And the back of that Hashem showed to Moshe was great, right? So he says like this. He says, this is the Panim and the Achor. If you want the Panim Torah, if you want the face, you want to reveal the face of the Torah, this is the Yud Gimel Midot on Torah Shebichtav. And the back of the Torah, what is, right, what you don't see when you see the face, is the Torah Shebe'al Peh. And that you get through the Yud Gimel Midot of of in Torah when you apply them in Torah Shebe'al Peh, in Torah Shebe'al Peh. Good. So he says like this. לכו לחמו בלחמי, go eat my food, ושתו ביין מסכתי. He says, the Torah שבכתב is לחמי. The yayin is what? Is a mix, right, of the two, right? Because the yayin has to be mixed with the good, and the not good has to be mixed with the good. He says, this is referring to panim. You said the panim and achor. If you understand, there's the yud when havaya. We spoke. There's the havaya of yudin. Yud vav dalet hey yud vav yud vav hey yud, right? Which is what the gematria 72. It says that's the gematria of beyayin, right? Beyayin bet 2 yun nun 72. It says when you take the lahmi, when you take the Torah shebichtav, okay, and you learn it properly, and you take of it and you mix it in your wine, right? Like you take the good and you mix it in your wine. Then then your Torah shebichtav, your Torah shebe'al peh becomes beyayin. It becomes a mixed yayin. What does it mean? It becomes a mixed yayin. You bring out the sword of the Torah shebichtav. Your Torah shebe'al peh now becomes the secrets of the Torah. You reveal the secrets of the Torah. But you need for that also. You need also for that. Did we ever touch the concept of mazala? No.
We touched upon it, I think, a few classes ago. We spoke about mazala, but
Yeah, just as the gematria.
reference.
Yeah,
In Shalom,
that's right.
Bush.
Levush, yeah, in the levush. Belahmi. What's the gematria of belahmi? It's 90, right? Bet is 2, lamed is 30, chet is 8, that's 40, plus mem is 40, plus the yud is 90. With the kolel is 91. 91 is a gematria, yud kevave and amonai. The yehud between the two also. He says like this: when you eat your bread, meaning when you study the Torah, okay, lehishem yehud kudsha berechut, to be miyahed yud kevavke with the adnut, When you want to learn, when you learn taking Torah from Yudke Vavke, which is the Torah Shebichtav, and you're bringing out to the Adnut, meaning you're coming to teach it, you're bringing your Torah down. Ushetu beyayin, and you apply your Torah Shebichtav in your Torah Shebe'al Peh. Okay, that you bring out your sodot. And he says these are the two mazalot, these are the two pipelines, which is one, the Havaya de Yudin, and the other one is Havaya de Alfin of Aleph. And that's the Panim and the Ahor. That's the Panim and the okay, no. So, we're gonna stop here. So we finished Pasuk He. Any questions? Good. So.